happy. Thank you, guys. Well, I honest to God didn't know if it was going to go or not. A muffler will make it sound a lot better. Thanks. All right. So, we need a muffler for this little fella. Now, my Franken motor's up there. Right? You guys might remember him. And he has there we go. He has one of these. About that round exactly. So I think that's what I'm going to use on the tiller. Let's just back out again. So I can use one that has a little flavor and I think a little more meat, or I can use one, okay. This one has more weight. Oh, we got company. Management just showed up. No. Where was I? Right, management came by. So I want to just take a shot of that so I can look up stuff. And now I think I'm going to use this little guy. It's got a bit more meat to it. There's a bit of a difference. Let's just touch it on the steel bench. This is the one I want to use. And this is the one I could use. Oh, that's that's like dropping a silver coin versus a regular new coin. New coin, silver coin. Now I could get fancy and put on something that didn't come from the factory as far as size is concerned, but it might end up blocking something. You just don't know. So, now do I have a ring collar on here to tighten this up so we don't screw it in and it touches the exhaust valve? We'll see. We'll just give this a little tug. Oh, we're good. That might work. Okay, problem number one. That's our problem this morning. And the other problem is, this is the air filter. Oops, this is the air filter container. Air filter housing. And I don't have one that is that exact shape. And oh my gosh, these are in terrible condition, eh? But from the Franken motor, I do have this, which fits a little bit better on there, and it would paint up a lot better too, wouldn't it? Yep, I got too much stuff on the bench. But I don't have one. I don't have one of these that shape. Although all you need to do is plug all the holes in the bottom, and then you got it, right? So I'll figure that out now. I'm going to stick these mufflers back into their little house. We're going to do it differently. I'm going to put all these little guys in the bottom. This is a big, oh yeah, look at, see, now this is the stuff that's valuable, is the things like the covers like that and that, because I got a small project coming up on my generator where I don't have any deflection on the muffler. See that? Somebody took that off. And as you can tell, I'm a Briggs nut. But you know what I like about Briggs stuff is it's not that expensive. Parts are easy to get, excuse me, and it made in America, well, mostly, and I'd really like to see some more guys building some more Briggs stuff in North America. Because if we do well in Canada, you do well in the States, and if the States does well, we do well up here. We are neighbors. I think I'm just going to do these round hot doggers in here. Okay, I'm just putting stuff away. I'll be back in a bit. All right, so that's a new one right there, Pulsar Prime type. But we want the Chocomatic. And that's what this is, with the same style of cover. It's all getting painted. But you know what? I'm going to try and keep as many original parts as I can. So I got the rust off of this one mostly. At least now so we can even be used. I'm going to use a slightly different filter, but it does cover. I'll just poke this in here to make sure and show you. There we go. The filter does cover all the way around with a ring too, which is nice. Provides us something that when you tighten it up, it doesn't bend and contort. So there we are, man. Trying to stay original. I know it's rusty junk, but it's not junk when you're done. So, we now have a muffler. Okay, I had lots of movement there. I'll put you down. I've got two of these too, but I like the metal one. So let's just make sure we got fuel. Make sure it doesn't drain out overnight. Oh yeah, we got. Boy, that's a nice tank. Not like the one that came off of it. You might remember the one that came off of it was this one, same style, but it had a bunch of holes right here. Look at that, eh? Well, it'll go in the parts pile, box, thing. So let's just see if she starts. It's been a day. And I want it to run with an air filter. And maybe we'll have to readjust the power lead. And we got a muffler! So it shouldn't be too noisy. Let's just see if it starts. Well, that's good. Now I don't know what's full throttle and what's not. I think that's full throttle there. Almost. There we go. Lovely. Tell you, it runs pretty good for something that was basically sucked out of a wet, gooey mess. So now, where do we go from here? Help me. I think I have to work on that throttle a little bit. It's just not happy. I mean, there is some action there. Be more light. But there's not enough power to either turn it off or all the way on. because this handle is slipping. No, anyway, it's slipping. I don't want to break it. But it runs pretty darn good, and it doesn't smoke that bad either. So I'm just going to regroup, and I really want to just stick the handlebars on and get a control for the forward tine motion, but we will just see. And it's kind of smoky in here. I think I better open up some windows. All right, so now I'm taking the shroud off. Rewind shroud. What do you call it? Hood? Thing? Now, it's connected to the throttle by a linkage, right? Pull this off, and then it's a Z bend. Good. We want them both off, because I think this Z bend should be a little bit longer. And I don't really like this idea here, so let's just it's there. I'm just looking. Don't panic. So this is our control for that, and it's really wonky. I sometimes wonder if a throttle cable mounted to this screw here and then over to the throttle would work better. The knob would just be for decoration, or just take it right off altogether, because it's not even centering itself. I'm going to take it off just right now here. It should just lift off. That's pretty hokey pokey. It almost, the way it looks like it's designed, is it? Yes. Is it should almost, pliers should almost do this over top. There isn't enough gap in there. For the tin. But there is a spring washer on there. I'm going to clean this up. I'll be right back. Nerd alert. Okay, I think this should go through here like that, and then it should be pushed in with pressure and then turned so that the tin holds it in place. Like that. Yes. But that's not going to move with the dial. It's going to break. But we've got lubricant, we've got persuasion. That just sounds nasty, doesn't it? But we have oil. Now, I don't use penetrating oil for a permanent lubricant. I use penetrating oil to get stuff to move, and then I'll take it apart and oil it again. That's good. Still pretty darn stiff. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to do, is this, as you have figured out. But can we do it with this? Yes, but it's a real fine. That's better. See, you just got to play with stuff. But the thing of it is right here, that lever goes back and forth in here and connects up to there. See, that's all wind vane, throttle, that's all great. It all works so good and loose and wonderful, but down in here it's not. Now I have a spare one of those. Right there. It's exactly the same. Very close. Whoops, sorry. There's the groove again. So that goes back and forth like that. You getting it? Yes, you are. But this has to be very, very close to here. It's been diddled more than once. So I have to open that up a little bit. So I want to open this bend up right in here so that this is very close to there. But unfortunately for our little machine, we have to take it apart again. Or do we? We got to take the handle off, which we will do gingerly. There we go. Good. So I want to, let's just take a square. I remember when old people were called squares. Okay. And now I am one. Okay, I want to open that up just a little bit. One of my many vices. Yep, got to go this way or this way. And it doesn't have to be much, eh? I just want to reduce that 90-degree bend or whatever. Little piece of wood or saw, anything. Yeah, that's kind of doing its thing, but not enough. There we go. Ooh, that's too much. And you don't want to break it. That should be pretty darn close. Okay. Now, this might all be for naught because I might end up just putting a speedometer cable on this guy. Ooh, that even goes in better. Right. Would you believe? That's much better. See how much closer that is? Whoops. You getting that? Okay. That's very, very good. I want to know where it's rubbing now. Oh, it's rubbing right on that hole. Right there. Okay. So it's rubbing Right? So close, eh? I'm almost tempted to hammer that down a tiny bit. But we might need that for threads. But that is almost exactly where I want it to be. Oh, so close. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. All right, I will check the old one, but this is what we want. You see there's a little Sharpie marker there? That's off. And if we look at our throttle, it's right on the tab to turn off the spark right there. On that little metal thing there. Right about there. So let's get our other one. Now that, it's going to have to bend the wrong way. Oh man, that is a bit too short. Let me hold up with my other hand. We got two problems. This Z bend goes down, but boy, it is close. So full throttle, go to full throttle. Not quite, eh? Oh, we got to go to full throttle with the button. Can't do this with holding a camera. So maximum fast is there. And then we want to turn it off. We come back. We turn it off on our tab inside. Trust me, okay? I know, that's what... Okay, there we're off. And we'll just check the length of that rod again. That's going to work. Because we can turn it off actually a little bit before it gets all the way extended. So if we turn it off there, even there, and then we jam to full throttle, which is out here, not quite. I think that'll be pretty close though. Let's try it. It's just a piece of tin, right? Okay, I want to bend it opposite of what's there. So I think, oh man, I'm so left-handed. I want this bend to go up, and then that bend to go down. So let's try it. And because of my YouTube friends, I've got 2 different Z benders of different sizes. Isn't that freaking cool? Okay, let's try that. Don't laugh at me. And you missed it. All right. So I put one of these a little bit longer on. Let's go see it. Okay, so that's off, and off has to hit that little tiny tab, hit that little metal tab right there, and full throttle is where this tang meets that stopper, right there. Well, that's about as close as we can get. Now the whole concept of these old self-adjusting automatics is if they start after you've turned them off. All right, so let's go to 3/4 throttle, which is kind of the rule. Oh, we can leave the light on there. That's pretty close, guys. Now, of course, the choke's closed. But the adjustment was done without this in there. I forgot about that. So let's see if we can run this through again. All right, one more exciting thing before we carry on to the next venture. I want to get the idle down fairly low because everybody who works on small engines likes to have them just go put, 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 put when they're relaxed and then full throttle when they're going. So let's just see what we got. And you can kind of tell what we're up to next. So, 3/4 throttle. Should start. That's pretty cool, eh? I love it. And I forgot when I was just adjusting away, and it was running fair, that you have to have this bolt in on the Chokomatics. On the Pulsar Primes, I don't think you do. It's a blind hole. But these ones you do. So there we go. So now I want to hook up. I've just put the handlebars on here temporarily, and we're going to see if we can get the turnbuckle to connect from here to here. Whoops. From there to there. That's pretty easy. I've got a nice double one here that's just the right length. It's a little bit beefier than the other one that was on there. And I'm thinking of bolting these handlebars on full time so that nothing's out of whack. I think I have them. Right here. I should have 4 of these. 3, 4. We'll just pop these on. Wonder if I can do this with the Sidewinder. Oh. Are you guys still watching this nonsense? Yes, you are. Now, I think it's a 1/2 inch. 5/16 is usually a 1/2 inch nut. Yipperoo. It's nice to have the tools. Oops, a little rough there. Let's just get a 1/2 inch wrench, make sure they're tight. Rounded that one off a little bit. Good. Now, it's the turnbuckle. And I have to take this off so I can connect it on to the other one. And I'm going to just use a crescent wrench because I don't know what size that other one is. Take this out. Hope I didn't lose anything. I don't think I did. It's a nice shoulder bolt. Hook that onto there, and we'll first we'll hook this onto here like that. We'll hook that onto there if we can. Good. And we put that back in through the hole in the thing. It's all, it's like one of those everything has to go in at the same time thing, right? Shoulder bolts, they're wonderful things. Good. Reverse the direction and just tighten this up for now. Now we should have some control over the on-off here on this already. I'm going to loosen this off. We've got some adjustment on either one. So I'm going to we've got more on the bottom one. We might have to tighten that up just, well, it's close, boy. That's a beautiful setup. That's better than the one that came with it. I just happen to have this laying around, huh? Now the scary part. I don't think I have that many parts left. Make sure that we're not in gear. We'll start it up. We'll lift it up a little bit. Okay, so now we have to set it for a load. Take it out of gear, start it up. Okay, now it's naturally going to turn a little bit while it's running, but I don't want it to turn that much. I'm going to have to loosen this off a little bit. Not much, it doesn't take much. Now we're going to start her up again and just keep trying. That's pretty close, guys. Let's put the air filter on and see how it runs. Whew! I didn't expect to get this far, this quickly actually. This was an old neglected machine. Now it's just ugly. Got a shock from that spark plug. Did you see that? We still have adjustment. One more. We're not in gear. Now I got to be careful, right? 3/4 throttle. Pull. Now, the really sad part is if I want this thing to look like I want it to look, I have to take it apart and paint it. And there's one more thing I need, and I think I better get them, are some, what do you call, shear bolts on the tines. I know it's an old roto tiller, la 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 la, right? But geez, I want to use it right now. So thanks for watching this to this point, guys. I do believe I need a little seal up underneath there too. But don't forget, it's going to come apart to get painted. Hey. Alright, I just changed the oil in it, and because the underside pan is closed in, although I could have changed the oil when I had it out, I wanted to do it hot. I just tilted it to the side, and I got about it was about 100 millimeters low, or I don't know, 1/8 of a cup low. Not bad. Now I took it off. I had it on a 2x4, so it would, like right now it's, you see it's not level, so the 2x4 made it level. I'm just going to start it up now to see if it sounds any different. As you can tell, I'm enjoying this. Okay, make sure she's not in gear. And 3/4 throttle, it's warm. Wipe up small amounts of oil. So now, except for these shear pins, the mechanical part is done. Boy, it isn't any prettier than when I brought it home. Stalwart. Anybody know anything about that? Now that it's hot, we'll just show you how good she starts. So isn't that crazy for a machine that was built when I was 16 years old? Yes, they had machines back then. So I'm just gonna get the mud off it now, because that's easier to do than when it cakes on. And I'm gonna clean up. I'm done for the day. That was a very successful day, guys. So thank you for coming along with me. Now when I go to paint it, oh, one thing that did happen, and I picked up on it right away, was this turnbuckle loosened off, and it's already loosened off some more right there. So I'm going to have to wire them together or something pretty so that they don't loosen off. Thanks.